My older sister is 30 now. He's 29. I'm 28. Tajane's 27 and Naquan's 26. So for 5 years, for 5 years, 90, 91, 92, 93, and 94, my father had a kid every year. Every year, different baby mothers. Every year, different baby mothers. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. We all a year apart. Now, if this don't crack your fucking skull, I don't know what will. Like, hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Sha here. What another slay? Like, you knew. So before I get started, you guys always ask me like where I get certain things from. So I just thought to eliminate that, let me just tell you, my nails are not done. And that's my computer. But my nails are not done. Just ignore that. Just ignore that. But so I just wanted to let y'all know that my hair is from my hairline, Slay with Sha. I don't have to say too much. You can see it. You can shop at www.slaywithsha.com. I'll put the link in the description box. And my top. So my top is from my friend's collection, S Lush collection, and it's fire. It's only $30. Go get you one. Like, I'll link her in the comments also. So now that I got that out of the way. So as you guys might know, because I think I told you in previous videos, and I also did a vlog in North Carolina, I showed you guys my brother. So I am one of, well, let me just say, I was one of 5 kids my father had. We thought he had 5 kids. So I was second oldest. It was my older sister Princess, then it's me, then it's Naquan, Justin, and then Prince. So it's Prince and Princess, Shaquana and Naquan, and Justin. That was like, that's what we thought. That was the end of our tribe. We thought that was it. My mom actually don't have no other kids, so I'm my mom's only child. So my sister has a separate mother, I have a separate mother, and my little brothers, they all have the same mom, right? Fast forward to 2019. Also, I was always the second oldest girl, and Naquan was always the oldest boy, okay? So I was the youngest girl, so my dad used to always call me baby girl, and Naquan was the first boy, you know? So that was like our order. That's what we knew. That's what we went through life knowing. Like, that's what we thought. That's the key word. That's what we thought. Fast forward to 2019. One day I'm on Instagram and my dad just happens to send me a girl picture, like a girl profile in my DM. So this was like April 2019. So I'm like, who is that? He's like, it might be his sister. Am I who? Like, what are we talking about right now? I'm like, how old is he? How old is she? He's like 26. At the time, I was 27. So like, what are you talking about right now? I'm like, what are we even speaking about right now? Like, I was so lost, you guys. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what? So I ended up calling my dad. He basically tells me a story about how he used to mess with her mom, and he knew she got pregnant, but he assumed that it wasn't his because they like weren't in like nothing serious, I guess. I don't really want to tell the story because it's not my story to tell. I don't know what happened back then. I wasn't born. Well, I was born, but I was like a baby. So like, that's not like my story to tell of how that situation unfolded. But basically, for all these years, he didn't know. Well, I don't know if he knew or didn't know. For all these years, we didn't know. The kids did not know that it was a possibility that we have a sister. Never. So come to find out how this all came about was my older sister Princess. she put her DNA on Ancestry.com just to like figure out like where her roots are from, like to figure out like her ancestors and stuff like that. Not even thinking about like a sibling or like nothing like that. She puts her DNA on there and she matches with the girl. It says that they're sisters. So Sine goes back and like asks my father about it, and he's like, well, who's the mom or something like that. Got a picture, showed him the mother, and my father did have relations with the woman. So if it wasn't for Ancestry.com, we would not know nothing about my sister, who is 26 and have a son. She has a son. We would not know nothing about any of this. Like, we were in shock. We were like, what the hell is going on? Like, how the hell do we have a sister? So once that happened, it's like there's no way around it. She's related to us because their DNA matches. There's no way around it. He slept with her mom. It's like, ain't nothing else to prove it. Like, that's your daughter. That's our sister. She's 26. So my sister she was 29 at the time. She was 29. I was 27. Our new sister, Tajane, is 26. Naquan was 25. So it was just like, we all just grouped up together. Like, my father was a rolling stone, okay? Papa was a rolling stone. So, I still have not yet met my sister. I don't think any of my siblings met her either. My dad actually drove up. She lives upstate New York. So he actually drove up there and met her and his grandson, which is great. Like, I'm happy that happened, but it's like, it sucks that it took 26 years for us to like realize this was going on, like, or that she was around. Or I think that she actually put her DNA on Ancestry.com to find her dad, and it just so happened she linked up with my sister, and then she found her dad that way. So I have a younger sister, so I'm not the baby girl no more. I know it hurts, it sucks. Like, I'm like, what the hell? So this was last year. So it went from being 5 kids to 6. Not a problem, more to love. Like, join the family, join the Ford Club. Like, we here. Like, that's that. But I do want to meet her. Like, I just feel like it's so weird that I have a sister and I never met her, but we're family at the end of the day. Like, I hope she knows she could contact me with anything, because I'm here. So that was that. Thinking that's the end of our little crazy saga. We go on about our lives. Now, March this year, March 2020, I get another DM from my father. And you guessed it, another damn kid. Another damn grown-ass adult that he's saying might be his kid. Yo, I can't make this up. Like, if Wallet in the 90s was a person, it'll be my dad. Like, you're wilding. Like, what were you doing just sleeping with all these women raw? Like, you were just putting your thing in anything. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. So this was in March. He sends me a guy's profile on Instagram saying that it might be his son. I'm like, how old is he? He's like 29. I turned 28 this year, so he's a year older than me. How, Pops? How? Like, what were you doing? Like, I don't get it. Like, I just don't understand. Like, what were you doing in the 90s, bro? So I'm like, who's that? He said he might be my son. That it might be your brother. Something he said like that, and I'm like, what? So he sends me, like, I couldn't see the guy's page because his page was private. So I'm like, I can't see it. So he like screen records a video of him and he sent it to me, and I'm like, well, he looks like you. He really does look like my dad. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they got the same like mannerisms. Like they both got like that cocky, like in the camera, taking videos, singing songs. Like, that's how my dad is 50 years old and he swear he's 23. Like, he be out here in these streets, okay? So they just got the same like mannerisms. So I'm like, yeah, that's your son. Like, I'm thinking that in my head, like, yeah, that's my brother. Like, I just knew it. I just knew it. I don't know how they ended up getting in contact with my dad, or like how that connection was made. But basically, from what I gathered, my new brother, he thought somebody else was his dad until he was like 18, and then he found out that wasn't his dad, I think. And then I don't know how like they made the connection of him and my dad started speaking and stuff like that. I don't know how that went about. And like I said, I'm not here to tell that story because that's not my story to tell. My story to tell is that I have these siblings that I didn't know. Like, it's crazy. Like, I feel like if I just tell people this story, they'll be looking at me like, no way in hell. No way in hell. So, fast forward, I go visit my dad for Father's Day. I vlogged it. He basically brought it up to me again, like, yeah, he might be my father. I mean, he might be my son. The boy called my father and was like, happy Father's Day and stuff like that. But they didn't have like no official test or nothing, like. But my dad speaks to him regularly. Ever since my father found out about him, they've been like having conversation. So I'm just like, yo, what is going on with this? So I'm like, y'all have to take a test. Like, we need to know for sure if that's your kid. So basically, I don't know how it came about, but I basically said to him, like, why would you just tell him to put his DNA on Ancestry.com? Because then he'll link with Sine, my oldest sister Princess. He'll link up with her, and that's how we'll know if he's your kid. The same way Tajane did it. Like, if they link up and they become like they are matched, then you know that that's your son. So my father's like, you know what, I'm gonna tell him, da da da. So they set that up, but like I think it takes like a while because you got to like sign up for it, you gotta pay for it, then you gotta like send in your DNA, and then you gotta get processed. They send you a kit, and then you gotta send it back with your DNA and stuff. Then they gotta process it. It's just like a long process. So like in the midst of this, like the whole summer, like I knew this was going on, that we were gonna find out if he was our brother or not. But it kind of took a while to like was in like the back of my brain. Like I'm not thinking about it. I'm not worried about it. So one day, I know like my father was like keeping me updated though. Like he was telling me like, oh, he got the kid, oh, he sent it back. Like he was telling me stuff like this. But in my head, I just had a feeling that he was my brother. Like, you just know. Like, I know my dad, and I know like when I seen the video, I just felt it. Like, that's my brother. So fast forward to like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, my dad calls me and he's like, it's your brother. And I'm like, huh? Because like it's in the back of my mind. I'm not even thinking about this shit no more. So I'm like, what? And he's like, the guy, he's your brother, he's my son. And I'm just like on the phone like, oh my God. The first thing I said was, I am making a video on YouTube about this, because you cannot make it up. Like, I can't make this up. 1 year, I got a sister that I found out about that's 26. Now, this year, I found out I got a brother that's 29. I am 28, bro. So let's just break this down. My older sister is 30 now. He's 29. I'm 28. Tajane's 27, and Naquan's 26. So for 5 years, for 5 years, 90, 91, 92, 93, and 94, my father had a kid every year. Every year, different baby mothers. Every year, different baby mothers. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. We all a year apart. Now, if this don't crack your fucking skull, I don't know what will. Like, yo, let me break it. I gotta repeat it. 30, Princess. 29, my older brother. Now I have an older brother. I never had an older brother. My older brother, Anthony, that's his name. Me, 28. Tajane, 27. Naquan, 26. Every year for 5 years, from 91 to 94, my father had a kid. No, from 90 to 94. From 90 to 94, every year, it's one of us. Like, I can't even make this shit up. Like, I'm just so lost about it. Like, it went from 5 of us to 7 of us in 2 years. In 2 years, we found out we have 2 siblings that we knew nothing about, that are grown adults. Like, bro, I had to tell the story because I'm like, yo, y'all wouldn't believe me. When I wrote it on Facebook, like, so I found out I have an older brother today, everybody was in the comments like, you're lying, you're fucking lying, your father's wilding. Like, nobody believed me because it's just like crazy. Like, everybody who knew me know I had brothers and I had a sister. Like, that's like common knowledge. But now I have an older brother, which I never had, and now I have a little sister, which I never had. I've never had a little sister before. All my younger siblings are boys. Well, were boys. My older sister was my only older sibling. Now I have an older brother. All my life, knew nothing about him. And I think my brother lived in Maryland, he said. So I wrote him. Because just like, at this point, when I found out about my sister, I wrote her too. Like, because that's just me. Like, if you're my family, we're going to talk. Like, we're not going to not speak. What's the point of that? We went 28 years without speaking. We going to speak now. So I had wrote him the day of whatever the case may have been. Like, I guess you're my brother or whatever. Welcome to the family, I think I said. And he was just real nice. He seemed like he really excited to meet us. He told me he lived in Baltimore. So, like, we're planning, because he's going to plan to visit my father. He never met my father in person. So he's planning, like, to go to North Carolina and meet my dad. And then I'm going to North Carolina for Thanksgiving. So I told him, like, to try to see if he'll come out there around the same time so I can meet him and my brothers can meet him. You know, because it's just like I said previously, we went all these years without knowing each other. We might as well, like, get to know each other now. Like, it's been a long time of not spending time with each other or not getting to know each other. Like, I don't even know his last name. I don't know. It's just so weird. It's so weird. I don't know. It's like a surreal feeling. Like, I'm happy I have an older brother. But then it's like I'm also upset that, like, I didn't know him all these years. Like, I could have been like, yo, I'm gonna go get my big bro. Like, all these arguments I be having with these niggas, I could have been like, yo, stop playing with me. My big bro gonna be outside. Like, a fucking waste. I didn't even know I had a big brother. But like I said, he do look like my dad. He does look like my dad. They seem like they're like the same person, which is weird because they wasn't around each other, but it just seemed like they like the same type of vibe. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird how life works, ain't it? Ain't it? So that is my story about my father being at home and having kids without knowing. And so now he got a kid for every year. No, not every year, but damn near every half the year, half the decade. In the 90s, he had kids for every year in that time span. Like, that shit is crazy. And then I can only imagine how my mom feels because she was with him during all that time. She was with him. They was together. So you just had all these kids while you was with my mom. You ain't shit. But my mother and my father's like best friends, so it's like they best friends now. They real cool, you know what I'm saying? So she probably don't really care, but it's just like, well, damn nigga, you was doing all that while we was together. Like, she knew he wasn't shit, but like, this is like to another level. This is like to another level. Like, you know how you think you know somebody, and you know how you think you know, like, you think you know the extent of how somebody ain't shit. So you think you know everything. So like, you feel like, yeah, you ain't shit, but at least I know. But then you find out shit later, and it's like, yeah, you ain't that, like, you that ain't shit, like, it's to that level. Like, I just thought it was here, but you up here, bro, like, you wildin'. Like, it's one of those, like, I don't think she'd be shocked, but it's like, well, damn, like, we were still together, this is what you was doing, like, had a kid, had more than one kid, had 2 kids in the time that you was with her. Niggas ain't shit, bro. And this ain't no shade to my dad, because I love my father to death, but the moral of the story is niggas ain't shit. Like, I feel like any story always comes back to niggas ain't shit. Like, what else? Niggas ain't shit, bro. My father's married now. So I hope he should now. Like, he should now. But back in the 90s, clearly, he was on a different type of timing. But to end this little video, because it's a short one, I just want to say, I love my siblings, old and new. You know, y'all can reach out to me. Y'all can always speak to me. You guys are my subscribers. I'm gonna try to be more consistent. I know I say this all the time, but it just, life be busy, bro. Unless I'm gonna just keep vlogging every time. But like, to just sit down in the house and make a video, it's just hard because I don't just be sitting in the house not doing nothing. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like a hard balance, but I'm getting there. I'm gonna be more consistent. And you guys seem to like my little story time. So, and one thing about me, I got stories to tell. I've been through some shit. Like, even if I ain't been through it, I done seen some shit. So I got stories to tell. But yeah, so I want you guys to support my hairline, cause why not? Like, why wouldn't you? SlayWithShy.com. Get your bundles and your closures. And I also make wigs, so on there you can also book me to make you a wig, a custom wig. And support my friend. Well, she sells so much stuff on this site. S Collection. She sells fur slippers, fur jackets, tops, eyelashes. Like, sister girl is doing it. So make sure you give her a shout, look at her page, buy some stuff. And yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys a story about how I found out I got siblings I know nothing about. Like, pretty much that's it.